Next, I'd like to invite the Chief of Police, Chief Hugh Clements, up to share a few words as well.
Thank you, and thank you all for attending this very important announcement and investment in our community. We've known for a very long time with our platform, our playbook, if you will, our model of policing has always been holistic. We've become enmeshed with our partners in the community, and we know that's been a recipe for success. In the middle of 2020 into 2021, we saw unprecedented times in the city, and it reflected trends nationally and regionally, predominantly in cities like Providence or bigger than Providence, where there were, again, unprecedented, alarming numbers of violent crime spikes with gun activity and all violent crime. It's true that total crime, our numbers over the years, we've done incredible work, and we always said when we touted accomplishments we've made in the community, we've always done that with our partners, including one we work very closely with, the NonViolence Institute. But for years, we've aligned at the hip with our partners because we know we'll never be able to arrest our way out of any one social ill that we encounter, and that's public health issues such as mental health, chronic addiction, including gun violence as a public health issue. So we know these investments are important because they're place-based phenomena where they occur in certain neighborhoods and the young men and women who grew up in those areas. And that's why it's important that here we are in 2022 with this federal funding and these opportunities, grant opportunities, money opportunities, being filtered back into the work we really need to do in the community. The work we've always been involved in, and we play a significant part in portions of it, and a ancillary part in others, has been prevention, intervention, enforcement, rehabilitation, and reentry. That's been part of all of the work we've done in the Providence Police Department and our command staff in our district commands for a very long time. And we're looking to get back to that, and some of the reasons why it has not been as effective is because of the funding and the resources and the workforce resources available to those entities. So I want to thank all of our community partners for once again partnering with the Providence Police and assisting us in this effort. We know not only arresting our way out of it, we cannot do it alone. And we share our successes together, and we dig into the issues and try to get to the root causes as partners. We also know that solutions lie in partnerships. And in those partnerships, in the integral work that we do in the community, the real work is through strategy, grant opportunities or funding opportunities like we see here, data sharing, which we do with all of our partners, cross-training, both in the academy and service training, and training that we provide to our social service partners and community partners, and the prevention work and the postvention work that we do in the community. It's very entailed, but it drives right to the core and root causes of the issues, and Providence Police are proud for this announcement, and once again proud to be serving with our community partners and moving forward on these very important initiatives. And I'm confident that we'll get back to the safety we've had in neighborhoods in this community that we had pre-pandemic. We had astounding numbers. If you look at the data from 2010 through 2019, incredible numbers. But last year and last year and a half has been an alarming uptick. We saw drastic increases, and the biggest thing I'll say is availability of firearms. Once you introduce a firearm into a dispute, in any arena where there's a dispute, it's a bad recipe for a disaster as to what could happen. Last year alone, we averaged about 100 to 120, 130 firearm arrests a year or seizures. Last year, we had 210 firearms seized with 192 arrests. In some of those arrests, in some of those circumstances and situations were very tense and could have gone far worse. And that's a credit to the work that we do in the community, but we're hoping to prevent those circumstances in the first place. So this is an important announcement. We're looking forward to the work we can do with our partners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief, and thank you for your leadership. Next, I'd like to invite Cedric Hunley, the Executive Director of the NonViolence Institute, to talk about nonviolence trainings being offered here in the city. Cedric?
Good afternoon. Before I thank the mayor, and I'd just like our team from the NonViolence Institute to stand. I'd like to acknowledge them because the mayor talked about, just stand, raise your hand. The mayor talked about how important support systems are and relationships are. And we all of us in here that are working in the community day in and day out contribute, and we are part of the solution to the issues that are happening around nonviolence. We are very excited as the NonViolence Institute to be a part of this initiative and grateful. But I just, at this point, I'd like to just talk about, it's very important that we start initiatives and we are consistent about the funding that goes with it, so we can be transformative, that we can continue to make a difference in building relationships and building strategies that reduce the violence that we have in our city, and that happens through the education. So our training department has really worked very hard to provide a curriculum, and we look forward to really doing the work for the next 18 months to 2 years to really make a difference, along with everyone in here that loves this community, that supports this community, supports the young people in this community, recognizes the young people, sees the young people in this community, and values them as well. Mayor, I want to thank you for your initiative. It's a great start, but there's a lot of work to be done. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cedric. Next, we're going to hear from someone that I've had the extreme pleasure of working really closely with, Joanne Schofield, who's the president and CEO of Mentor Rhode Island. She'll talk about new supports soon to be available to organizations looking to expand their mentoring programs. Joanne?
Good afternoon. I'm going to follow Cedric's lead and recognize my team, Mentor Rhode Island, in the house. Thank you very much. I am so thrilled to be here today. Mayor Elorza, I'd like to recognize you as making a huge difference in the lives of Providence young people. Along with the City Council, this investment will make such a difference, both today and in the future. I'd also like to recognize some of our friends and partners that are here. We have our friends from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, as well as NAACP, and James and his crew from the Reentry Campus. This is an historic investment in high-quality mentoring relationships for our young people. By investing in local programs and local expertise, city leaders are now leading the nation on a proven strategy: relationships. No one of us ever gets anywhere alone. Leaders across the country should be taking notice of your vision and dedication in making this incredible investment. The pandemic has shown us that we are all vulnerable. We need each other. In these times of increased violence and lack of social connection, the City of Providence is leading the nation by affirming its dedication to our young people. This is a moment in the lives of American children that has seen untold consequences as a result of COVID-19. Social isolation, fear, loss of loved ones, disruption of routines, it all impacts our children. We lack the normalcy and the safety that we all took for granted before March of 2020. We were designed to need one another, to survive and to thrive. The lack of social connections has taken its toll not only on adults, but in particular, our young people. They lost so much and need positive, caring adults in their lives now more than ever. The city's belief that Mentor Rhode Island is the right organization to do this work is humbling. Thank you for recognizing our expertise. As an affiliate of Mentor National, we are the sole Rhode Island provider of technical assistance for the National Mentoring Resource Center, funded through the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. We have access to the latest research, and our team has 2 nationally recognized master trainers in the elements of effective practice for mentoring, which is best practices in mentor program operations. We are announcing today a request for proposals for Providence youth-serving organizations and nonprofits who want to integrate mentoring into their programming. $750,000 is available in grants from $5,000 to $55,000, with larger amounts available to folks that serve directly either gangs, formerly affiliated folks with gangs, as well as formerly incarcerated folks, to really make a difference here in Providence. Whether it's an existing mentor program that needs to build capacity to serve more young people, or a small group that has been mentoring young people informally, or maybe something you've just been dreaming about starting. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for funding, and most importantly, the support that you need to build a high-quality program that will serve children and young adults well into the future. We are committed to distributing this funding equitably and across neighborhoods throughout the city to make sure that every young person who wants or needs a mentor has the opportunity for that special connection. We cannot wait to build a community of practice among our sub-grantees that will support not only our mentoring professionals, but also create the web of support that our young people so desperately need to build successful futures. We, as a community, need to get this right. So how can you help? We need mentors. Let's face it, at the end of our days on this planet, no one cares how many hours you spent at the office or what kind of car you drove. But to know that we've made a difference in the life of another human being, helping to pave a path to what is possible, is a most profound act of kindness. This is your invitation to step up, to be a mentor. We are so grateful to be entrusted to do this work. Mayor Elorza and City Council members, congratulations on your world-class investment in young people. I thank you for your commitment, and I thank you for the shared vision that together we can make a difference for this great city through high-quality mentoring relationships for our young people.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Joanne. Next up is Mr. Omar Ba, who is the Executive Director of the Refugee Dream Center, and will share his experience being a part of the Youth Jobs Program by offering a job placement at his organization. Omar?
Well, thank you so much. Thanks, Mayor Elorza, and thank you, Joanne and Cedric, for the amazing work you're doing and the investment you're doing through nonviolence, but also mentoring within the community. I want to start by talking about investing on youth, because I have 2 amazing young people here with me. Abel Ndungutsai here did something somebody might see at some point 2 years ago, I think 3 years ago, right? The Rhode Island Foundation found them 2-3 generations back. So they are here, they belong to us, they are part of us. And most of them, when they come to Providence, some move away out of state to other cities, but most of them stay in Providence. And most importantly, to this neighborhood here in the west and south of Providence, or some of them was moved by the story of the mayor when he was running for mayor for the office a couple of years back, I think against Cianci. When he talked about growing up here, area, Cranston Street, went to New York, came back, tough because somebody was affected, somebody close to him. I said, this resonates with us, the refugee community. We are here in the West End, in the South End of Providence, and because of that story, I started thinking, I had just started the center. I said, what happens when these kids get out of school? What happens in the summers? What do the refugee kids do? And majority of the refugee other programs in the mainstream world, they cannot go to other mentoring programs because that is not their culture. They feel they do not belong. So I thought we should start mentoring them and guiding them and supporting them. So currently we serve about 150 refugee youth, and I can tell you the biggest investor is the mayor's office because they see that these kids are our kids, they belong here. They may speak with a different accent, but they belong here. They may have a different last name, but they belong here, and they may have a different color or country of origin, but they're part of us. And that is why this investment, this particular investment by the mayor, I can tell you it will make a huge difference in every community in this city. So I just wanted to thank you again, specifically Mayor Elorza, because you are reminding us you did not forget where you grew up from. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Omar. And lastly, we will hear from Nigeen Muhingabo, who participated in the Youth Jobs Program with Mr. Ba at the Refugee Dream Center. Nigeen?
Hi, my name is Nigeen Muhingabo. I'm a refugee youth leader at the Refugee Dream Center. In the summer of 2020, I had an opportunity to participate in this city summer youth program at the Refugee Dream Center. This program helped me gain new skills, and also I needed it to grow as a young professional. I had the opportunity to work closely with all DC staff. We worked on various projects around case management. I learned how to interact with people and also how to interact with refugee clients. I learned how to use Canvas and use it to work on a group project with around mental health with other youth in the program. I learned from all DC staff the importance of personal branding. We worked on resume, cover letter, and also how to prepare for interviews. At the end of the program, we shared our cover letter and resume to all DC staff. And for the final project, we had to make a short presentation about what we learned in the program around leadership skills, case management, interpreting, and more. And I want to take this time to thank the mayor for making youth summer jobs a priority in our community. This program personally helped me, and I believe this is a great opportunity for youth in Providence. Thank you.